and welcome to Christina Marie TV. I'm your host, Christina Marie. Now, as you know, we have people on my show that have very interesting occupations. Well, our guest tonight has many occupations, many of them very different from each other. I live in the Noe Valley area, and I met my guest here at his cafe, Cafe XO, on 30th and Church Street in Noe Valley. Wonderful cafe, really beautiful decorations. The pastries are to die for, and the hot chocolate is divine. And without any further ado, I'd like to welcome Adam Bousiakis with us this evening. Hello, Adam. How are you?
Hi, Marie. Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Very good. Very good. So, Adam, okay, everybody probably dreams of having a cafe and building a little place where everybody in the neighborhood comes to meet. Why did you open a cafe? What made you want to?
Because I was a pastry chef and always wanted to experience new recipes, desserts, you know, to do more creative with, you know, with food and stuff. And I loved people and I liked to gather people together, and I decided to open the cafe. But always looking for the right opportunity, the right location. And God bless, we done it. And since then, you know, we're doing very well.
Doing very well. That's probably because the food is so excellent and the coffee is wonderful. A pastry chef. Did you know that you wanted to be a pastry chef when you were younger? Were you good at that?
It's a long story. Actually, no, I didn't know I was going to be a pastry chef. It was through my dad, actually. He had a good friend in Greece who had an academy, a new academy. And I was in high school at the time, and he decided to take me in, because I was like, I remember that's what my parents said, I was around 8.5 years old, and I used to make, you know, I was the oldest of 4 boys in the family, and I used to make the birthday cake, I still remember, for my brothers.
At 8.5 you made the birthday
old,
cake?
you know how it will be, but still, you know, going up, I still remember myself playing with the kids and of my cousin Sophia and stuff, and it was very interesting, and I started from there. They enrolled me to the school. And
how old were you when they enrolled you in the school?
High school, about 16 and a half, 17.
Were there a lot of 16-year-olds?
No, I was the only one. I was the youngest, and I was had like 38, 40 years old, you know, like students in the class.
Did they just look at you and say, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah, they was making me do all the most difficult stuff.
Oh,
you know?
No, that's not fair.
Or bring all the ingredients and stuff. I know, but it was I loved it, and I learned a lot from it. And my mom is very good cook as well, and my grandparents, and I think it took something from there as well, you know. I got taught how to do pastries, but not for food, but I combine two right now.
So I think that in the Greek culture, I think, isn't family more together in Greece than it is in the United States?
Very close together, yeah. And here too, Greek families are very together. They're very concerned. They love each other. They're close with the Greek community, with the Greek churches. You know, it's a big thing, and I'm very involved as well.
And is food a big part of that with the family?
You see a Greek family like the Greek fat wedding. You know, they're going to feed you no matter what.
That's true. That was the Big Fat Greek Wedding, that movie that was out. Just the whole, the fun in that.
The fun, yeah.
So you lived in Greece, and when is it that you actually decided to move to the United States?
I came to the United States winter time. It was February 18th, 89. Yeah, I came to U.S. and the idea of me coming to U.S. was that summer, through my uncle, which I'm very grateful for it, Anastasia Samouz, which I don't have anymore in my life. And I was passed, I remember, an architect in Thessaloniki, which is from Athens, is all the way, you know, north, 8 hours by car.
Wow.
And I left from there, say, well, you always knew that USA was my big dream, you know, everything was made in the US, I had to buy it or to have it, and he made it for me come reality, and here I am today. So
what did you think of the USA? When you wanted to move there, what did it represent to you? I mean, what did you think when you thought, I want to move to the USA? Why?
Because it was the land of opportunity. That's the way I saw it, you know, before. And the other thing is kind of funny. I used to think like the good, you know, this Western and all these police movies, you know, always fighting and the gangsters and stuff. That was part of my life as well, you know, wandering about. And everything was so enormous, like the cars, the houses, everything was in a big scale compared to what was in Greece. The cities, you know, the multicultural people, you know, the different religions, you know, the ethnicities, and it was very interesting for me. I always had that admiration, you know, to see all this stuff.
And so you moved here. When did you decide to move to San Francisco and open a cafe?
Well, when I moved from Greece, I moved to Walnut Creek. That's what my uncle was. And then I started working here in San Francisco, and had a lot of friends, actually, making a lot of friends. And one friend to another, you know, most of my friends becoming, you know, were here in San Francisco than were being in Walnut Creek. And I said, well, it doesn't make sense to go back and forth, the commuting and everything. And I decided one day to move to Walnut Creek. I mean, to San Francisco.
To San Francisco.
And it was...
and how did you find Noe Valley area?
Noe Valley area? It was by my work. I used to work by Noe Valley Italian restaurant. It's a pizza place on 24th.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. I didn't know you worked there.
Yeah, I used to be a manager there.
Ah, good restaurant as well.
Making the desserts as well.
And if you make desserts, you have a lot of friends.
Yeah, exactly.
That's important because they're really good desserts. And so then you saw the storefront that was there, and I think you bought a picture. Sorry. Oh,
I
I'm
brought
sorry.
the old one. We call it the spooky corner before I put the cafe.
Great location.
Yep.
Nice sunlight. And you decided to turn it into the cafe, which now, let me see if I can get this picture up here on the air. Right here. This is Cafe XO. And if you've been on 30th and Church, you're going to recognize that. Very good. And so you have Cafe XO. Tell us a little bit about how it is formed from a cafe to more of a community.
For a community, well, the first day we opened the cafe, and the neighborhood was very supportive. We have a very nice clientele that coming in. I mean, it's like a big family to me. I have no family here in the US, and I have my customers, my family. You know, we know everybody's personal stuff. We chat like you come inside, say, hi, Christina, how are you doing today? What are you doing for Christmas? Where are you going for New Year's? You know, it's everybody's the same thing, you know. Or I haven't seen you. Where have you been? Stuff like that. And it started like I've seen customers. They were bringing their laptops or working to do their projects and stuff. And I see customers that got connected with other, you know, friends and stuff, and they became. You know,
they're hooking up. They're, you know, typing on the computer.
Exactly.
We've all been there, and there's somebody really cute, and you're like this, and they actually hooked up.
Yeah, I have customers. Yeah, they met at the cafe. And they send me, you know, thank you cards and stuff. I have people who wrote, you know, books and they put the cafe inside. And now I see, you know, customers of ours, they bring the strollers inside. You know, it's amazing, and it's a blessing, I think.
So you've hooked up couples that have met, got married, and had children, all because of your cafe.
That's, I think, it's part of the community.
That's a wonderful part of the community.
Yeah, I love it too. It's a blessing.
That I think San Francisco is so amazing because there are so many little communities, little towns, so to speak, in the big city that we have. And Noe Valley is one of those. I grew up in that area. And to see people of all different backgrounds, it's such a wonderful variety of people that live there. But they're all very friendly, and I think they've maintained that over the years that I've lived there, just very neighborly.
Very neighborly, yeah.
Yeah, and I think because there's a lot of people from other places, transient people that live there, that because they don't have their family there, they tend to flock to the cafes and create their own family through new friends that they meet. And through the whole cafe is just a wonderful service to help keep the neighborhood together.
Christmas time, they were bringing me homemade cookies. Kim, she's a regular. Every morning, Kim will come in, you know, with Jamie, her son. He has an adorable son, and he has his hot chocolate and stuff. And Kim's gonna have her olé, and she bring me homemade biscotti. She's Italian, you know. She said, "I'm trying my Annie's biscotti." I said, "Oh, I saw you today." And I said, "Oh, Kim, I love your biscotti. It was amazing, you know." And it's, you know, for me, it's like a plus. It's like it makes me happy to see such a thing happening, you know, with the neighbors, with the, you know, with the whole thing.